So last week we already learned about the Java, what is the identifier that you need to concern with. So the identifier is a name given to an item in your program, and it must start with a letter or underbar or $sign. So those are the examples which is legal or which is illegal. In Java, there are many keywords. So those keywords are the keywords that you cannot use. So the keyword is an identifier that you cannot use because it already has a reserved meaning in Java. So when you want to make a kind of word or you want to make your Java class, so as I mentioned to you, you can create your Java class as you want. You can make math calculator like this one. But when you want to create your Java file, for example, you want to create public, okay, so it is not okay because it is already a reserved word. Java knows this one as a Java comment, as a Java syntax. So you cannot use this one as the public.java. Or you want to make, I want to make class name as a class.java. It is also not possible because you can see there's a class that's been reserved in Java. Okay. So those are the words that you cannot use to create the Java class name, or later we call it as the identifier. Since we can also do the identifier for the variable name, we can also use this identifier as a method name. Yes. So there are many things we need to understand with the identifier. In Java, we need to understand the syntax. What is the meaning by syntax? It is the set of legal structures and commands that can be used in a particular language. Like we learn the language such as English, we have grammar. So in programming language, they also have the structure. They have the legal structures, or we can say like the grammar in English. And in Java statement, you need to end with a semicolon. And the contents of a class or method, it occurs between the curly brackets. So if you check on the code, you can see for every line, it is ended with the semicolon. How if I delete the semicolon? It will show you the error message. So here it will show you that it is a syntax error. Insert the semicolon to complete the block statements. And the other thing is this curly bracket. The curly bracket should be in the starting and at the ending to indicate that these are the block statements. Whenever you have illegal structures, we call it the illegal structures, since we do not follow the structures in Java, then it will go to error. We call it the syntax error. So like what you already saw before, we have the syntax error when we don't have the semicolon. we can also say it as a compiler error. When there is a problem in the structure of a program that causes the compiler to fail. So that's what I mentioned in the first lecture. When you submit your Java file, make sure it is compiled. So if there is an error like missing the semicolon, then it is error. Too many or too few the curly braces, it is also error. Illegal identifier for the class name, this is also error. Class and file names do not match, it is also error. So those kind of errors, later you will see from your assignment or from your exercise, and you need to find how to solve these errors. So let's see, if I want to check, let's suppose I delete this bracket. What happened? Here is a syntax error. Insert the curly braces to complete the class body. So I need to put the curly braces. Let's suppose I change this hello world. Okay, last time you already know, if I change this hello world to big H, this is also a syntax error. You need to match with the .java file name. Whenever you have errors, they will give you the error message. So the public type hello world must be defined in its own file. So you can have two recommendations, whether you are going to rename it to big H for the hello world.java, or you want to rename this class name into hello world with small h. So if you click one of the option, it will comply with the Eclipse. So there are many errors that you can find, but for now, let's see what is the error of this syntax. Public class hello. Okay, it seems okay. Okay. Hello is not one of the reserved words in Java, so it is okay. Public, okay, this one something wrong. Okay. It should be U, but it is O, and it will be the syntax error. Static void main string with the square bracket are, this is the argument. So this is, yeah, for the first time, let's just memorize this one. There is no problem with this. And then system dot OWT. So it should be out, but it is typed as W. So it is also a syntax error. And at the end of this statement, we have no semicolon. So this is also a syntax error. If you want to run this code in your Eclipse, you will get, yeah, some errors message like this one. So the compiler shows the line number where it found the errors. And the error messages can be tough to understand. So for now, we have only a very small syntax error, but when you already create a big program, you will find it is very difficult to understand. So that's why, yeah, you can use Google, you can use Naver to find how to solve the error message. So there are many internet articles that can help you. In this example, we learned one statement about print. We call it, this is system.out.println. So sometimes people say println, okay, or print line, okay, println, yeah, but it's common to just say print line. And we have this statement to print a line of output on the console. The console is the place to show the output of your Java file. Sometimes we call this one as the print line statement. There are two ways to use the system.out.println. The first is we can put any text here. So if there is any text in between the double quotes, then you will show or you will print this text into the console. But if there is no text inside of this parenthesis, you will print a blank line of output. It depends on what you want to print. That's why when you go to this example, you can see the result of hello world because we have the text inside of the parenthesis. In this case, there is no text. It is only a blank line because there is no text inside of the parenthesis. We have text in the parenthesis, so there will be text. We have also another text here, so there will be another text. So if you run, yeah, you can see the result like this one. Hello world, and then blank, and then this program produce, and then 4 lines of output. Okay, that's about the print line statement. In the next, we need to know we need to understand about the strings and escape sequences. String. What is string? By the definition, string is a sequence of characters to be printed. A sequence of characters. So if you have Yongin, okay, then it is a sequence of characters. We have Y, and then we have O, we have N, we have G, we have I, we have N. Y is one character, I is another character, N is another character. So if we collect all those characters into a sequence, we can say it as Yongin. And this is a string. In Java, the string starts and ends with double quote. Double quote. So everything that is in between these two double quote, then it will be a string. The quotes do not appear in the output. You already see the result in the Java. When we have any text, the double quote will not appear. So for example, if we have a sequence of letter hello, or a sequence of number 5, 6, 3, 7, okay, or we have a long sequence of letter combined with characters. For example, this is a string dot, it's very long. So those kind of words are considered as string. Maybe you will have question, why this is a string? It should be a number. But yeah, there can be a string, there can be a number. So we will learn about this in maybe in the next week, okay, for the details how to build this kind of numbers. The restriction, okay, it may not span multiple lines. So you cannot have more than one line to print the string. and it may not contain a double quote character. So for example, this is not legal. So we have another double quote in the between of the text, and this is not possible. That's why we need to understand about the escape sequences. So some of the characters cannot be printed in the console, and we need to have a special sequence of character. So this special sequence of character, we call it the escape sequence. It is used to represent certain special characters in a string. Let's say I want to print some space. We call it tab. So space, space is only one, but tab can be more than one. So in this tab, I think it's about 4 or yeah, maybe this is about 4 spaces. Slash n, it means I want to make a new line. So the idea is similar with the system.out.println without any text. So it will create a new line. But the difference is we want to put it into the string. The other one is about the quotation mark. Let's suppose in the string I want to include the double quote. So you need to put the slash symbol in order to print this double quote. And if I want to print the backslash character, okay, so this backslash, if it is only one, so it is one of the symbol in Java. So you need to specify this with the special any other symbol character like this T and double quote and also another backslash. But if you do not have this special character, then it will be errors. So for example, we have like this one. Okay, let me just delete this part. So I have one statement, system.out.println, hello, how are you? But it is difficult to understand because it contains the escape sequence. So if you cannot understand this one, the backslash and the backslash, it means we are going to print backslash. And then we have hello. Then we will print hello. We have backslash n. We are going to go to the next line. And then we print how. And then we have backslash t. What is backslash t? Tab. Okay, so we have several spaces. And then we print r. And then we have backslash quote. We will have the double quote printed. And then u. And then we have again the double quote. And then question mark. So we have 4 backslashes. In this case, we will print another 2 backslashes. So this is the result. Okay, hope you can understand each of this meaning. So the output is the same with this output. Okay. So the double backslash is representing these backslash characters. and then we have the backslash n, backslash t, backslash double quote, backslash double quote, and then yeah, double backslash. Now, what is the output of the following println statement? Okay, this can be one of the quiz. This can be one of the question in the review quiz. Let's say we have this backslash t. It means we have tab, and then we print A, and then we have another tab, and then we print B, and then we have another tab, and we print C. What about the second? We print only double backslash. What about the third? Okay, we have single quote, so we print only single quote. What about number 4? We have backslash double quote, so we will print double quote. And then we have another backslash double quote. We print double quote. And then we have another backslash double quote. So we have also another double quote. What about the last one? We have the C, and then we have backslash n. So we go to the next slide. In backslash t, so we have tab. He downward spiral. So the result will be something like this one. So when you have your review quiz, you know how to solve the problems if I give you this kind of questions. If I want to make this kind of statement, how can I make the Java code? So what println statements will generate this output? We start with the double quote, music makes one feel so romantic. And then we start with the dash, at least it always gets on once with single quote, nerve, and which is the same thing nowadays. And then we finish with the double quote. So how can you make the Java statement to print this one on the console? Okay, so you can see here, we need to use the backslash double quote at the beginning, and then you can just type all this one. The second one is the same, you can just type this one. And the last one, you can just type this one, and then at the end, you need to give the, backslash double quote. What about this one? Yeah, it is the same. It's only about the double quote here. So you need to give the backslash double quote and then backslash double quote. And then you can put this one as the backslash n. Oh, sorry, this one also, you need to put the backslash n. You need to put another backslash n in order to print in the next line. Yeah, so I can give you this solution. So you can try to imagine how if we have the problems like this one, and what is the correct Java statement. Okay, we learn the first part of Java. We learn how to compile, and we learn how to run your first Java program, and then we learn about the println statements. So let me continue with the second part of the Java. We are going to learn about the sequence in Java. The sequential in this PowerPoint, I would like to explain about comments, mathematical operators, and variables. If the time is enough, maybe you will learn about the variables, about numbers, and also some other kind of data in Java. So we will learn about the comments, what is comments, and then operators, what are the operators, and some variables. Comments. Let me just review a little bit about the Java structure. In Java, you need to have a class. So a class means the name of the file, and it is the name of the Java program. And the class contains a method, and the method name is main. You need to have the main method to execute your program. And every of the Java code contains statements. When you execute those statements, then it will run, maybe it will show the output, or it will show your program, and etc. So we have class, and then we have the main method, and we have statements. So the class is the program, then the statements is a command to be executed, and the method is a name group of statements. Comments means it is a note written in the source code by the programmer to describe or to clarify the code. So for example, if you later do the final project, and if you do with your friends, you need to mention that you already make your parts. But of course, those kind of words are not explainable in Java. So it's just a comment, or you just try to explain with your words, or sometimes you may write in Korean. And those comments are not executed when your program runs. So it is only just to mention, okay, this program will do like this. This program will do like this. So comments can be written in several ways. The first is you can just put the comments in one line, or you can put the comment text in multiple lines. So let's say if you can see this one. This is what we call as comment, because it is only to describe. You need to do something here. So it is auto-generated method stuff. And you can explain. This is my first Java source code. And this is just to express your maybe the description of this code. This is the code about escape sequence. So you can type anything. And when you finish with this one, when you run your code, those statements will not be printed. So it is only for your understanding or for your study. And you can have one line comment. So one line comment, it means just use two slash, or you can have multiple lines with slash and star. I have slash and star. This is a multiple lines of comments. And I think it is good to understand all the codes with multiple lines of comments. Thank you. For example, like this, okay? Then you can put several lines of your comments with the slash and star. And then it will automatically end it with the star and slash. In some other part of Java, you can make documentation. So the documentation comments, it will generate a document as the explanation of your Java code. In this case, you can use two, like this one, to indicate that this is the Java document. This line is to explain about the escape sequence, for example. So you can see the difference. If it is a document, it will show you in the in the blue color. But if it is only just a comment, it will show you in the green color. So you can see this is a part of the document. A document will be needed if you want to explain not only for your friends, but also for your other people who want to understand your program. So this one, when I click the print line, it means it will print a string and it will terminate the line. So this kind of explanation, it is in the documentation. Yeah, I'll give you one example. Let's say, yeah, it is the song lyric. I just want to print the lyrics of Arira, and this is the first verse, and then this is the second verse. So I can give you the comments or explanation. This is the first lyric of the Arirang song, and then this is the second verse of the Arirang song. You try with this one. Let's try to make the class. Okay. Arirang song. So you know how to create another Java class. We can go to this first package, and then you can click new, and there is a class to create a new class. Once you create a new class, there will be a question. What is the class name? So let me just have Arirang song. And when you have your class name like this, please do not forget to click. Okay, please check this one, public static void main, so it will automatically appear. Let's suppose I do not click this one. What happened? When you click finish, then it is only the class name. We have only public class Arirang song, and you cannot run this code because there is no main method. So if you run this one, it will always run the hello world, because in this class we have no main method. That's why if you start making a new class, please check. If you do not check the main class, you need to type by yourself. Public static void main string arguments, and then you can do with your additional statement. Let me copy and paste this part. And I will print. I will execute the Java code, and you can see this is the result. Okay. This is the first verse, and then this is the second verse. Okay, any questions? Yeah, yeah. No packaging. No, this is the Java class. So you need to make your new class. Okay, in this package, you need to create new, and then you need to make a new class. Okay, when you create your new class, then you can type your class name, Arirangsong. Okay, if you do not have this one, yeah, you cannot make your class. How to open this one? Yeah, one more time. You can find this package first. Right click. Okay, and then you can have new, and then go to class. Okay. Okay. So one more time. For this example, because I already have my package in this first package, I can just right click over here and then go to the new and then go to the class. So you can have a pop-up to put your class name and other information about the Java class. Let's say I have, okay, I have the Arirang song number 2. Okay. You cannot make the same name. If you make the same Arirang song as a Java class, it shows an error because it is already exists. So you need to create a new name. Maybe I will create Arirang song 2. And then do not forget with this main. So check this one, and then you will have another Java file, which is arirangsong2.java. So for now, I think, yeah, you can just copy and paste this one. And yep, you will see the system.out.println. I would like to print the Arirang lyrics. And then I have another system.out.println. I have another Arirang lyrics. And then I would like to print a blank line. And then in the second verse, yeah, this is the lyric, and this is the next lyric. Okay, so the result, yeah, is the same. Okay. Hopefully there is no issue. This is still in the first part of the print line. Okay, I guess I will stop. Let's have a break.